It'll be an interesting one, especially SQF, GCB, any of these teams that may clash early. I don't think they will because there's such a prime amount of space to work with on the west. Pmco, RRQ Athena, usual suspects, clear for now. Yasnaya is a place we do need to keep an eye on, and for good reason. SSG chomping at the bit. These boys need some points. Not the best so far when it comes to games and points on the leaderboard, but they have to be careful. SZB, not to be trifled with, got a win yesterday, and they've got plenty of points in the bag when it comes to kills. It would be nice to take control of that, boot them out. We do have 3 maps of Erangel today. Frozen Toffees will be taking you through 2 of them later on in the afternoon. If you can stamp something on Roshok here, you can maybe go into those final games with a bit more confidence.
And look at that circle right up in the south, hidden over the Millie base, and then just kind of cresting out by the ruins. This is going to be a rough circle, in on towards the north and maybe far out towards the east. Could be a bit tricky, and there's a lot of water in it, so that could make it a little bit tougher. Now, if you look back on yesterday's games, we saw a lot of the teams, the Chinese teams, really picking up some really good placements here. Yes, Space Station Gaming were within the top 3, but that was sixless. He was within the top 3, should I say. He went off in that game, but beyond that, you had ELG, XQF, TES, all the teams holding on, and that's one of them right there. So looking to see what they can do in this situation, looking to see who else can step up on Erangel, the classic map that people just know inside out here. And RRQ Athena need to see more from them now.
No one in the reaching distance of them. Circle, they are inside it. Bit of a trek if you want to go central. There's only XQF really lingering in the distance who could be a potential clash. Have to be aware of BTR, MyTech and Coven T16 CNAB. They're also down on military base. They're actually in the military base on Sosnovka. BTR, I think, still on transition, maybe over to Novo, which, when we're 3 minutes 30 into the game and they haven't looted up yet, that might play a problem in late game. Yes, the circle does linger over there, but we would suggest, and we would have to think, that this one surely moves to the main head of Erangel. We'll be able to get across the bridge again. That's still all safe and well within time, but it's dependent when you're coming out of Nova. If somebody wants to be cheeky and maybe around farm, maybe even go for a bridge camp, if they know where these teams are going to be looting, they know their drop zones, there's a possibility that you camp them and kill them.
It could be a possibility. What I'm looking at is we have a lot of the big teams very close by. So considering Jisoo Busan just got that win under their belt, which is their second win, bear in mind, they're right next to TES. They're kind of towards, I guess, the south of Georgia Pole-ish, around that area. So you've got 2 very, very top-heavy teams very close by. That could be an issue on the rotation. If someone else pressures, they get into a scrappy fight to begin with. That's not what you want to be seeing. And Jisoo Busan really pushed themselves up the top of that board, up in 4th currently, knocking RRQ Athena just down towards 5th. So beyond that, though, it does get scrappy the lower you get. You get Bigatron in there, Space Station Gaming. All of these teams could definitely do with a win. That would keep them really in this one, but I think ELG just got a spot there.
They did. So we'll have the information that Soul is on the opposing side. There is return fire. So now he needs to be aware. He's just checking behind him. He knows where this bullet came from. See Ronak just eyes on the prize, but contact is made. Tal's got his hands full too, coming for the press here. There's one knocked down. See, there is a response.
Oh, Mortal again going down the first. That's such a big loss. Oh no, that could be devastating for the team. We wanted to see more from Seoul. We saw so much from them. Everyone really loves this team and wants to see them do well. Everyone had to respect that long qualifier they went through. And then Mortal's gone down first, I think, in the last game, and now this one for the side at least. And that's not what you want from a player of his caliber, his reputation. But when you've got ELG knocking the door, these guys, they're in 3rd place right now. Yes, they're not the heaviest of killers out of that, the top 3, I guess, but they're well up there. These guys are deadly, and I think we're about to find out why. Oh, another tag. Do they get away with it? Soul trying to get out of there as best they can, praying that Darcy will get them to safety. And it looks like ELG have won the Battle of Roshok.
So that right there is kind of one of my issues with maybe why they're not having the best of time here. You saw the player arrive with the Dacia late after we'd already lost one person. They are so spread out on the looting. you've literally got 2 players just holding down Rozhok on their own. You then put someone in the tower, up on the water tower, just watching and overwatching everything else that goes on. You've got 1 player back in school. You can't really put up a fight. You're fighting individual battles. They're going to be broken and bent and certainly not out. They will continue with 3. Move across to XQF just on one of the main hillsides here. Gatekeeping all those teams that want to make a cross-check coming off of Sosnovka. Potentially Unique have been fired upon, so they have the information. Bit of damage done. You can see their line of approach coming from Gatka and heading all the way down to this point now.
But look at this. There's all 4 teams coming through this way. If they kind of clash or one of them decides to pull up on this, you could lose out on a lot of players here. So let's find out if anyone does. Obviously still 63 players standing, so only Mortal going down so far. We are 7 minutes into this game, so these teams playing very cautiously, very smart, very careful, moving away if they have to. They don't want to lose out on anything. You can see Jimmy from XQuest keeping tabs on everyone going past. This is on that southern road, heading past that western bridge towards Ferry Pier, and we might start seeing these sprays. Nice connection on the first couple of bullets there from Jimmy. Is there a follow-up though? Looking to see those DPs coming out again. They were very, very prevalent. Not sure if that's going to be the case here.
Kind of scares me, Lauren, that these guys have got 43 kills in 5 games.
Should be scared.
You add that with a 4th place, a 1st place, and a 3rd place finish. There's good reason why they're at the top of the table now, but we do have top esports just hot on their tail with 117 points. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride, so to speak. 3 second-place finishes back to back to back. Yes, it's consistency, but they are chomping at the bit for that win.
There's that dinner plate. The DP's out. Powerboy maybe going to show us how to use it. XQuest, such a good team. And they're in good position here. Well, it depends what you want, right? Do you want the action or do you want quiet? They are surrounded by a lot of teams. Now, they don't have too much pressure, but everyone's going to come and pass this way. So they might catch a team in rotation. If someone pulls up, they could definitely take the fight on it. RRQ Athena just slightly up towards Pachinki. You do have Unique out towards the east by the kind of yellow houses on the coastline. Ferry Pier with SZB. As said, there's a lot of teams around. Everyone's trying to work in their way into towards the circle now. And actually, Erangel might have caught a glimpse. Yes, definitely caught a spot there. Definitely knows there's players nearby. TeamQueso looking to do some work.
Scars isn't safe yet. And as I say that, for good reason, the grenade just Hail Marys across. Have to make sure they're split enough so if a mortar strike does come flying their way, that multiple casualties don't happen at once. They can get the revives. They can also leave people on defense.
Rich, look at this circle. Look at this circle. It's gone towards the melee base. And it still has Ferry Pier in it. It still has the bridge in it. But this will funnel teams all the way across. This is going to be so hard for some of these teams now. You have XQF being the gatekeepers on the bridge. If they want to stick there, that'd be them going for a high kill game. I think that might be too risky, but I don't know. If these guys go wild, this could be their game, and they're in the perfect position. Let's see if they pull up or if they go over. Are they playing for the circle, or are they playing for those kills?
Honestly, I don't think they should pull up on that side. If they do want to camp the bridge, then going across onto Sosnovka to have an emergency backup plan is the better play. If they do this, they could just absolutely farm people coming across that bridge. Everyone else now has to make the transition. You will probably expect to see BTR, Nova, ARG go to the opposing side, take the western bridge. That looks like where safety's going to be because people can't stay there. It's in the blue. They have to transition, come down the lower side of Sosnovka melee base. All the way on the opposing side, though, on the beach, Ferry Pier is about to be lit. There is literally 6 teams about to smash into one another. This could be deadly. This will be carnage for all these teams that want to try and make something happen, especially for the swimmers. If they're just diving in the water, this could be a field day for anyone who wants to wait on the beach for them.
It could be, and this was the early fight we saw. Mystic here with TeamQueso looking towards one of the other teams, but now everyone else is turning up, and I can hear the communication behind me. I hear the team starting to shout. They know what's going on. There's SSG, that's Juicy coming in. Finally going to see those NA hopes being kept alive, maybe. And they're going to take down ELG's player leader. That's a very big scalp to claim. That's a little bit scary to see that happening. If SSG start waking up, really start getting those points, getting those kills going, they're a team I want to keep looking at, but we'll keep on board with how this is going over by Ferry Pier. We are seeing TeamQueso heading on over. trying to get away from it, using the vehicles that are available still there, and they will be able to make land towards Sosnovka Island. But the rest of the team can't join them yet. Are they going to do runs? No, they're ditching that up there. You can see every team starting to swim across now.
Every single boat that makes it across the water, that's one less that a team's available for the next one that turns up to the party.
XQF actually did kind of pull up on the bridge, and now there's a team about to cross over it. So I wonder if they get a knock, a kill, any sort of engagement. They did decide to keep control of that bridge, and actually it looks like it's been a bit of an issue, running themselves over, maybe having some problems with that, not having a good communication, because maybe in surprise at the positioning coming out from Coolboy.
They're bailing off the bridge, they're in the water, but the communication should be real here. Coolboy be able to give this info back, M24 in the back pocket, just awaiting all oncomers, and now he will see the vehicles. He knows that they've bailed under this bridge. And just off to the right-hand side, you do have the beachside yellows. There is a player down there from XQF. If he gets that info fed back to him, everyone in the water is basically a sitting duck, but they've got problems of their own. Unique have made landfall. They're coming this way. They're running right into the open arms of Cat.
I think Cat's aware. I think Cat knows there might be trouble this way. Maybe going to fall back a little bit further, make sure they kind of consolidate their forces. And I think I just saw a VSS, so that could be fun. Let's see if that comes through. A couple of bits of utility going down from Old Boy, but the circle centralizing up towards Millie Island again. Not surprising. And we can start talking about the positions pretty soon, see what sort of spots they've already started to hold, which compounds they might be choosing. Cat going to try and get that vehicle out of there, maybe give them a way out. Oh, wait, hold on. RRQ Athena finding Purple Mood here, I'm pretty sure. Yes, that's Jasper gone down. And they're over in the blue. They're still pretty far out of this.
It's in a good position to be falling back, especially losing one player and everyone else losing life slowly but surely. They can do the bridge now. They're going for the safety player, but doing this, it's risky. Not only do you turn up damaged, wounded, and essentially arriving on a dinner plate for someone just to mop up on arrival, but you're committing all your utility, using the meds, using all the smokes if you want to make an approach to the team in front of you. It's a hard play, it's a risky play.
And I have to keep my eyes on Bigatron as well, because these guys could have really nice compounds here. They could be in a really nice position to play from, use the hard cover that's around them, as well as the Brazilian Killers. These teams are quite close to each other, so they could be in a really nice spot if they decide to go for it. But look at XQF's position. They leapfrogged ahead. They peeled away from the bridge. They fell off that fight, and they took up residence in one of the strongest compounds if they want to play that compound game. Very centralized, very defendable, smart play from this team.
Gone for a split as well, so covering all bases with players. As you mentioned, to try and approach that one, it's difficult because there's eyes on every single angle. You can't come from the north, essentially uphill. If you do, you're going on the main road, you're exposed. On the west, it's a downhill, open, basically just an open valley. From the south, it's going to be hard to get past because, again, that's a road, but they've also got smaller compounds that teams just find residency in. Any kind of cover, any kind of shelter for teams that you can just hunker down and wait this one out, they will take full advantage of. It's a bit difficult for some of the teams, especially the ones that haven't even hit landfall yet. We've still got players swimming. SZB, GCB, previous winners.
DS are way out in the blue as well. For them...
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah, they are super far out. Oh, wait, this is the replay from earlier. We're going to see it from Mortal's perspective. Yeah, got the knock on one, but then you could see that swarm coming out. Really hard to be able to get anything done there. Did even get the tag on the follow-up. But sadly for Mortal, it was just too many players.
You can just see the power of the Uzi. Just the micro up close and personal like that. You hear the 9mm just peppering away and your life just vanishes before your eyes.
You can see some of these teams on the coastline actually having a couple of issues as well, especially in the south. That's two teams very close by. Yes, we see Luxy popping off shots, but you can prone, use the cover down here. There's plenty of room to be doing that. But for Luxy, you've got to be careful. You don't get picked off here. Maybe being able to keep out ARG to the blue. SZB finding a couple of players as well. Justice being lost early. That's going to be a bit of a problem. And Coolboy from absolutely nowhere finding Luxy. That is a shot. I want to see what these guys can do. And you don't often see those snipers. You know, the DMR meta is still very true here. Or even that M16 still works so well. But that was a nice pickup.
Commit utility to this one. Put the smokes up and give Luxy an avenue to get across the wall. You never know, even Zuxi might go from behind, take the Dacia and hide and just get his head down and pray that he doesn't find the God shot. It can happen. Paraboy
They're racking up bodies.
They're just continuing the force, right?
Yeah, everyone's trying to send it central. You got TeamSouL coming in, you have Nova coming in. A lot of these teams just trying to get right towards the middle of this, and they're all converging towards the point where basically XQF have perfect vision. They went for the 2-2 split. They were greedy, and it's worked out for them really well. If they get isolated, if they get crashed, and maybe someone takes over that compound, okay, there could be trouble. But for now, they hold all the cards to this circle, and the outskirts are just going to be a brutal battle. We've just seen Rose being lost to the blue. They were trying to make landfall over towards the west side, trying to come in off the coast. You had TeamQueso there, you had SZB there, a lot of teams trying to slow them down out in the west.
That's the problem. SZB are holding them dead to rights in the blue and just forcing them to drop by the wayside. We've seen the same happen. I think it was one of the SSG players, not entirely sure what happened to Carnage off the back of the vehicle potentially. Rose does go down, so you would assume that's the first team to leave us here in Erangel.
We're down to 15, 49 players.
The XQF are just laughing. They're in such a vital position that everyone has to advance on them.
Yes. That's Whitecat going down there. There's a bit of a fight here as well with PURPLEMOOD. That's going to be a brutal one. RQ Athena pulling up, or at least D2E's pulling up, going to try and get towards the tower, get a position going for themselves. We are seeing teams now being lost down to 14 here. So a lot of these teams get a lot of pressure. Whitecat again suffering a terrible fate, trying to come in on the eastern side, working their way up through the kind of wreckages of the planes, using that as cover, but they're being held back.
I like what RRQ is trying to build here. Maybe press the situation from the little tower that we saw them as they moved up close and personal. The XQF. They've got vehicles still for mobility, but at this level with a circle, really, you won't be using... Oh, they have an highlight on this, right?
They are very close by to this at the moment. They're going to be maybe working their way forward here. If they want to be a little bit careful, okay, but TES, I think, are actually pretty close by as well. They're just slightly further back. So as the blue encroaches, all of these teams will be pushed together. It looks like TES are disengaging, but it looks like Unique are starting to think about how do we get around this.
That knock just shows how exposed they are. Like every single angle, yes, you have the walls, yes, they have the vehicles, you have the cover, but one tiny, tiny gap
this nade
in the
could
armor.
be big. If they get the nade right.
Wait, Natic killed himself? Oh, that's dangerous. I think that's hit the wall. Luxie and Zuxi.
If they get these nades right. ELG, yeah, look at them running. They're trying to get out of there. These nades coming through are going to be so good. This could be the downfall of ELG. Another one! Zuxi, that's two! Is there more? Will they push it? Options are there. Zuxi is going in. This is BTR on the push, and this could be the downfall of ELG. Looking to hold on. In they go. Zuxi finds Bronco. This is a huge pull-up from BTR.
Massacre. Two men standing, the nades open up, they rain in hell from above. And then the death squad just wanders in to mop up what's left. Elite Gaming, they're gone. That's an unfortunate position down in 14th place. Also, Unique still on the back foot, being held. RRQ, they have the info, but they can't make an advancement even though they have the barrels to work with.
And ELG were our third place team. They were way up in the top 3. To lose out in that spot, again, keeps that top 5 so open. This means anyone can do anything. That circle has moved north. We're down to 12 teams as TOPESPORTS just went down as well. Another top 3 team. TOPESPORTS were up in second. This is very surprising. This could be a real turn-up. This could allow so much room to happen.
For both of those teams, second and third position, that's their lowest placement so far this weekend.
Keep in mind, Busan's down as well, and they just picked up their second chicken dinner. This is going to be a game for the underdogs. If you want to see a team maybe try and turn up here, excluding XQuest, they're still doing pretty good. This is the game to do it.
Yeah, that's the issue. It's a night and day scenario. For everybody else who's below that top 3, they can now just hunt the players, get the placement. But for XQF, they're laughing. The people are on the back, they're gone. The next team down was Busan with 102, 22 points behind. So for Busan, this has kind of opened up now. If they can get another win on the board, their third win.
The run. Unique trying to make it away from the blue, but look at Nova up above, spraying in. Xiaoji going to be trying to get the connection towards Old Boy, but nade comes out. Can he get the nade through? Going to try and cook it just right. Goes down, but I don't know if it's going to go far enough. I don't think he got that one through.
I can't believe Nova hold 2 different... Oh, no.
Oh, Cat.
Bandit with the minute. Senior, he's put down and he's not out. It's certainly a position where he can't make an advancement across this road, and
Unique are right behind them. Yeah, look, Xiaoxi needs to be so careful here. He does get the tag, but oh boy!
Ooh.
Oh wait, that was support from Kitsune. Really well played, coming in on the play just at the right time. But Nova is suffering, so are Unique. It's all going back and forth. Neither team is walking away from this cleanly.
They've spread themselves too thin. They've taken too many fights. He should have been the emergency to cover their backside. Instead, he was aggressive. It's now come back to haunt them. Unique have just come up the hillside and smashed them to pieces. AY's bleeding out. Bandit and JN, they're left to mop up here, which I think they will do. All rejection, they go down in the meantime. There's either one or two, potentially just one member left. Kitsune, that might be them done and finished. If not, it certainly will be shortly. Fuzi with a grenade, she's also on the kill. Bigatron, yes indeed, they're now gone. They're eliminated. RRQ still standing strong. They've managed to make it across the road. This is impressive.
And they need this game, but look at that new circle. It's so far away from them. Down to 17 now. 21 players. RRQ are desperate to catch back up on this scoreboard, and everyone in front of them just went down. So this is the game to do it.
I like how they took advantage of this scenario, though. They knew that Nova was engaged with Unique, and they just bailed across the road. The only problem now is that XQF is directly behind them.
Boy, look at these shots, Rich. That's insane. That DP, that 4 times, this guy is just dropping shots. And BRK desperate to get on the board here, re-put up some numbers for TeamSouL as well. This is a very good performance and a very good position in the circle. Maybe we're finally seeing what everyone's hyped about.
And the reason Paraboy's probably doing this is because XQF are now the furthest from the circle. If they can remove the enemy on top of the hill, they can send it. They still have the vehicles packed up in safety. They have to get in the vehicles, they have to go now. Where do they go? Where's their avenue approach? Maybe they just go to the team that they've been laying down cover fire on. That could be the entry point. That could be the gap that they needed.
RRQ are going east towards Nova. Nova on the move in the vehicles. They're sending it in. We are going to see XQF go down. Cat's been found. Oh my word, Coolboy goes down too. It's all coming up on the other side. They've suffered numbers. BRK on top of the hill, going to find Groza, but where? And what has happened to the team down the hill? Coolboy's gone down.
That is tragic for XQF. They came out of the compound, and guess who's benefited from this? RRQ, they've been allowed to move. Yes, they are sped rather sparsely, but unfortunately it's MeTech, AWM, top of the hill. Time to open fire, time to pick up the points.
That's a nice point in the pocket. No, I think that got stolen. No, it did go towards him. So now we're down to 5 teams. We are down to the last couple of players, 14 players standing. RRQ, the nade was so close. Spraying out from the TeamSouL players, trying to keep them away, trying to hold on to their compound, but D2E on the run, trying to find a way up here, trying to find a way to shoot to get towards that next position. G9 further back, Ernie further back, they need help, and look at this, they've gone down, so this could be a issue. Nade in hand though, this could be go time. Flash comes in, D2E's blind, he has no idea, and Oasis is pushing this. Is he gonna try and move around? Yes, good timing, but Ernie's been lost. This is not good for RRQ Athena.
While all this was going down, SSG have just been laying fire into RRQ. This pays so much for TeamSouL because it eliminates them one by one. They now only have one member, that's D2E. Directly in front of them. If they can take him out, they have safety in numbers. They have their backsides covered. All the rest of the teams in the north, they can let them murder one another.
And what a big game for BRK. These guys must be loving this. Finally able to play the game they want. Same for TeamSouL. A lot of the underdogs here finally having an opportunity to play out their game. This is their moment to step up, but there's still scary teams. Like Nova's still there, SSG's still there. You have those individuals still standing, and that Orm on the hill is gonna be deadly as anything. New circle though, Rich. That's slapped just towards the southeast, so kind of on the middle of the road. This still allows a bit of play from Nova.
The problem is, for BRK, they all now have to come down. They are no longer safe up there. They have to get the vehicles and just rush the houses. Safety in numbers, try and hope that they take out minimal casualties on arrival.
He's on the move, Rich, hold on. We got to see what he can do here. This man's a legend, you know it, but can he make it count when it matters? On the play, trying to get further forward. Only a level 1 vest, not ideal. And you still have Nova standing right in front of you. Gets ready with the Scar, can't see him, but where's his teammates? Already pushed up with him. Sixus is there, and the push begins, and they come out. And here they come, the Brazilian Killers are at the door. This is madness. They just pulled up on this, and now TeamSouL better be ready. They have to know what's coming their way. Nice moves from Oasis, maybe gonna try to find a new way forward. Baraka spraying it wildly with the TP. He gets it, he gets taken down. The Brazilian Killers, they're being killed.
TeamSouL's arrived, they've turned up on time, he's in the back lines there, it's one, the second one's in the corner, he's getting them all, he's just murdering them on arrival. Oh, saviour of the day. He might be able to get the res here. D2E, during all of this, he did survive. SSG split between 2, Nova down to 2, RRQ still in the top 4 somehow, but safety in numbers. This is the SoL everyone's been wanting to see. This could be the win.
Moments away, tag towards Nova. That's not good for them. JN has to hit the deck. Bandit's still alive with him, but on the move is SSG. Nova finds Juicy. He goes down. We still have 4 teams standing though, so there's still a player still up for SSG. That's Sixless. We saw him clutch before. Can he do it again? And Oace, the hero of the moment, gets the upgrades, gets the loot. 4 players, 4 teams stand their way. Ooh. We're down to 7, and that'll be Sixless finding 1. That's maybe a bit of a move here. And look at this play from D2E. Prone, careful, cautious. Sixless has to work forward. Nova on the other side. They've got Circle. Oh my word, Nova might just have Circle on this, and they're gonna get the crate as well.
They have the defilade. They can play off the back and just await everyone who has to come outside. Upgrading at this point in the game,
that is terrifying.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, but he's blocked from vision. Nobody can see him. D2E is the problem.
It's who catches these kills on the cross.
Viper wasn't cautious enough to see where Sixless was. Maybe he just got a little bit overzealous. Maybe he was checking it. Sixless now takes that man advantage that SoL had.
Oh, Sixless.
Well, they must know, though. That grenade banking off the back here.
Oh, they definitely know. And if
it's primed. It's in.
Are you gonna do it?
Boom!
Oh, playing with their heart and soul here. Always on the move. 5 kills to his name. What a performance. Do they know? Do they know the next player?
Oh, D2E
still waits. Smoke's going out. SoL gonna try and work their way forward. This is so intense for them. D2E has to move now. He's in the blue. He's trying to steer him up. Does Oace know it? No, he's playing for the smoke. D2E, did he leave it too late? He's gone down! RRQ Athena, but here we go. This is now Oace. No, Ronak made a mistake. And now Oace left to do it, only he can't do it by himself.